Hey guys, welcome back to Lindasresinroom. This is another into resin mold. It's the little butterfly box. So I thought we would do it today. This is the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see that little butterfly in there? I'm going to try to paint him up last, along with all these pieces that go around the edge of this mold. I think I'm going to take markers and try to paint those up, because that's quite a bit of detail around through there. But now for the first, I'm going to take the butterfly, the rose, and the greenery that's around it, and I'm going to paint it up with some mica powders. And then the rest of that I will paint up after we do this. So the colors that I'm using is Eye Candy Skyline Blue for my rose, Yamagata Red for my butterfly, and then Rolio Furbuds Green for my greenery. I do have a discount code for Eye Candy 10% off. That is linked in the description if you guys use any Eye Candy products. Let's see if we can get this painted up without me making too much of a mess. I'm using these smaller brushes because this is a smaller area, and I'm hoping I can get this done, but I don't know if I can. I think the butterfly I'm going to have to use an actual brush. So let's get a brush. All right. Okay. Try this one. Where's my box? I usually keep this out in front of me. This just cleans your makeup brushes or paint brushes or whatever you're using. Gets the color off. It's just a brush color removal. I got 2 of these off of Amazon. I seen Michelle in Glitz and Glitter use that, and I had to order one, and they work great. And we'll paint the detail up on this butterfly after it's cured up. I do think this is a matte mold. It looks like it's a matte mold. I bought a few of these small jar molds from Interez, and it seems like all of them have been matte. Oops, went over. Yeah, some of the details is going to be a whole lot easier just to paint with an acrylic marker after it's cured. I'm definitely going to have to clean this up, aren't I? At least it's a stretchy mold. That makes it a lot easier. I hope this looks pretty. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I love this color. I seen Sheila from Reptiles and Resin use this color, and she added some black to it. I don't remember what she was making, but I do remember the color, and it was so pretty. And then Eye Candy had a sale for red, white, and blue, and I had to buy it then. It's one of their more expensive colors, but it is really, really pretty. I love Eye Candy pigments. They are so pretty. They mix up so well in the resin. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get his little antenna things because I'm going to paint those gold or brown or something after he's done up. Okay. Let's see if I can clean this brush off. Sorry guys, I have RA and it's a little difficult sometimes to open this stuff. Well, I used a toothpick and then it stuck to me. Alright, let's see if we can get all this off. Here we go. Now we are open. Okay. See if we can get this rose painted up. Uh-oh, I should have cleaned that red off. Now it's going to have a little bit of a purple color in that one area. Yeah, it'll be okay. It'll be pretty. Just trying to get all the way down in there. I hope I don't get any bubbles in this. That wouldn't be good, would it? Okay, that is done. Now, I was going to try to use the little tiny green swabs there. See if I can get this open to get down in the green areas, but I don't know if it will work. Sorry guys, I gotta get something to try to peel that off. There we go. You can just get it started. You can get the rest. Okay, there. It's a pretty green, isn't it? Got it all over me, but oh well. Okay, let's try it. These are little bitty ones. I was hoping that, well, I missed it. Hoping it would help me get down in there and not get too much everywhere. I think it's working. Okay. Get the leaf up here. I hope you guys can see. I'm going to have a hard time cleaning this up. I should have done this on a time lapse. I think I will change it to time lapse. That way you're not sitting here watching me do this whole thing. So it's taking some time. Okay. Alright, almost. Then I've got to clean up. I wonder if I could get some gold down in those little antennas with one of those little brushes. Let's try it. Okay, all these out of the way. a baby wipe. Now I like to spritz mine with a little isopropyl. This is 99% isopropyl alcohol. I think it helps to get the color off a little easier. Okay. I'm just going across the top of that very lightly. That way it doesn't get the color that's down in there. Just picking off those top colors. Where I went over. Gotta make sure I didn't get down in where my color was. Yeah, did awesome. Alright guys, got that cleaned up. Mix some resin and be back. Alright guys, so I have 95 grams of resin here. I've not mixed it up yet. I think that should be plenty for this box since we've got it painted up. And I'm going to use this Jacquard Pearl X pigment, the Duo Violet Brass, because I think the light purpley color, lilac, whatever you want to call it, will look really pretty in this box. So I don't want a whole lot. Let's just try one little scoop there and see if that's enough. Then I will finish mixing it up off camera, get it in the debubbler. We'll be back and let it pour. See if it's the color I want. You know what? I think I'm going to add a little white to this. I'm not crazy about that. It does have that brass looking tone to it. If you all can see that. It's not really what I want. So, what about some Casting Craft? This is an opaque pigment paste. I don't use it very often. It's not very pigmented, I don't think. 1, 2, 3. Let's try 3 in there. I bought it when I was doing the pours from resinpours.com. Oh yeah, I like that much better. Because of it was known to work for the techniques that she does. But I just found it very, very lightly pigmented. So there's others that I like better. Okay. But for that, it worked great. I think that's a pretty light purple. That's what I want. I'll link all of the stuff that I have used in the description box. And you know I have 20% off coupon code for the Into Resin molds, which I will link in the description along with the mold link, since I figured out how to do it. Alright guys, I'm going to get this in the debubbler after I mix it up, and I'll see you back for the pour. Alright guys, so I got this out of the debubbler. Let's get it poured. I'm going to do this part first, just in case I have to mix up more resin. I want to make sure that goes everywhere down in that butterfly and that rose. You can't really spritz alcohol when you put mica powder down in there. And there comes some bubbles out of that rose, if you guys can see them. I'm going to get a toothpick here and see if I can pop them. Pluck them out. If I can't pop them, I can get them to join. Okay, let's pour some more. I hope it goes down in all those little intricate designs. I don't want to miss my antenna or some of my leaves, or which could possibly happen with this mold. So, okay. There. Okay, I think my bubbles popped. I'm just going to roll it around. And maybe if I can coat everything in there, I won't get bubbles. And pull it out. Let it get down in those little spots. Yep, there's some bubbles. See those come out? Okay. Just going to pour some more. Now, where's my alcohol? It won't get my color. Come on, pop. Those are some stubborn bubbles. There they went. Now, okay. Now we can finish pouring. Hopefully I don't get any bubbles under the lip. I'll have to, you can't really see a whole lot through that mold. There's one. See it come out? There's one. Seen one come out there. There came one. So just pulling it back and pressing. And any bubbles that might be under there, hopefully, will come out. All right. I see one down there. You see him? Okay, we got him. All right. Now, finish filling him up. You don't want to dome this because it is a homemade mold. Doming a homemade mold will cause more cleanup and overage that you're going to have to fix afterwards. I'm just pouring slowly, hoping that it's going around all the edges down in there and doesn't get any bubbles. This is the good thing about stretchy molds. You can really manipulate it to get the resin in all those little tricky spots. Okay, let's do it again for those areas on the sides, because I don't want bubbles in those. Okay, hopefully that's got it. And we didn't even use 90 grams. So I didn't even use 3 ounces. I would still mix up 3 ounces for this. You don't want to run under. So yeah, almost 3 ounces. Because he still needs some more. And I could put just a little more over here. He's not full either. Okay. Now, with these molds, a lot of times they don't want to go all the way to the edge when you're filling it up. And if you'll help it, just go along with your dotting tool and get that resin in those spots. It'll all level out. And then you don't miss any of those little designed areas on the edge. Almost. There's a little spot right here. I really need trim on the mold afterwards. It's a spot that didn't get cleaned up from when they made it, I think, very well. Okay. Now, we got all that done. That one looks good. Okay. And just a little tiny bit left. Not much. So, let me put you on a brief hold. We'll find an extras mold. Alright guys, so I've got this mold that I got from Oddity Abyss. I think is where I got that from. I will link it. I haven't used it yet, but it's just mermaids. If you guys can see that. So we will just take what we've got here. And I don't like filling these all the way up because they're pretty thick. And if I fill them just a little, then I can fall them down or fill them in with a little bit of UV resin and make them into earrings. They're pretty big for earrings, but some people like big earrings. You can also make them into keychains if you want to fill them all the way up. You can paint them with mica powders first. You can use different colors and pour in there, however you want to do it. And I usually end up filling them more than I really want to, but I've got to try to get it down in that arm up there at the top. Looks like I'm filling them all the way, doesn't it? See the little arm? I'm not too far over, am I, guys? Okay. I think that's an arm. Got to get the resin to go down in there. Guess I can make a purse pull out of them, since I am filling them all the way up. Okay. This has been pretty in chameleon colors. Alright, just slowly putting it in here because I don't want it to overflow. And I may have to get a dotting tool or something and push it up in this one arm. Doesn't look like it's really flowing up in there very well. Okay, where's my dotting tool? I can open it up maybe. Well, you know what? I think they forgot to cut it. I think that's the problem. There is silicone there that they didn't fix all the way. So you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to try to fix that. Where is my scalpel? Sorry, craft tool. I'm trying to call it a craft tool. Alright. There we go. I got it cut. That is going to help. Now let's just get that overage off. There we go. Try to keep from having too much cleanup. Now, just going to drop a little more drop down in there because it's not quite where I want it yet. Okay, And I still got a little bit left, but I think I'm going to put this in my dump mold. This thing is going to be every color under the sun. But that's okay, because these pieces, sometimes they look really pretty. Other times you're like, oh my gosh, how horrible. But you can still find some kind of use for it. Sit it around, throw your jewelry in it. Car keys, house keys, whatever you have. If you still use keys. Keys are almost a thing of the past, aren't they? Okay. There we go. Clean the stick off. That way I can reuse that. This stuff's going in the bin. Put this up so I don't get stuck, because I've been known to do that a time or two. Now I'm going to set him back out of the way. We'll let these cure up and then we'll come back for a demold. So I'll see you guys then. So these are cured up. I think it's cured up enough that we can demold. So let's get these out. We'll do the Little Mermaid since they were extra. They're still soft. That's pretty. A little cleanup to do around the edges. But other than that, they're okay. And here is the other. That one looks good. Okay, now let's do our box. And I will have to paint this up. I'm so impatient. I can't let it completely cure, can I? That's cute. Guess I can put some paint down in there, rub it, and then clean it off, and hopefully everything that's down in it will stay. And then hopefully I will be able to paint those up. That looks like little butterflies there. Okay. Alright, let's see how the lid is. See a bubble. A couple little bubbles I'm going to have to fix. Okay, that came right out. Got some color still down in there. Okay. It's our little box lid. I don't know if I'll be able to, I'll try to paint some up on that butterfly. I got a little hole there in his little antenna. Let's see how it fits. Okay, not crazy about how the lid fits on this mold. Yeah, could have been a little bigger, so it's a little loose. Alright guys, we'll let that cure up, and I will finish painting it up on a time lapse, and I'll see you back after. I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, I was going to make these into earrings, and I drilled little tiny holes. I don't know if you can see those. There we go. But it was too thin, and it tried to tear. So we're just going to put magnets on the back of these. I've got these little tiny magnets. I'll try to link them. I know I got them from Amazon. There's some strong little magnets. Getting them apart. Okay. Now, I can't glue them together or they'll... Alright. So I'm just going to put a little drop of this B7000 glue on here. And I'm just going to glue that on there. I'm going to do this on both. I can stick them on my refrigerator. The hardest part's getting that pin back down in that. I need to clean the tip off, but I just not got around to it. Okay. And leave these set for 24 hours to cure. And that's all you have to do with those little magnets. And then I sprayed our box. I painted it up and then I sprayed it. I do got a couple little bubbles I still have to fix. I haven't got to yet. But that is it. I don't like the way that top fits. But anyways, that is it, guys. I will see you all back for the next video. Bye for now.